How often do you say fine when you're asked how it's going, knowing that you're not fine at all? We have to stop that. Those We Bury Back is a haunted house story, but it's really about grief. Not the kind of grief most Americans think of. Americans tend to think of grief as a singular event connected exclusively to a death. That's not untrue or inaccurate, but grief takes many forms, and it's always connected to a loss of some kind. And that loss can be anything: job loss, or loss of a relationship, or even the loss of an object that carried great import for us. We as Americans and as human beings need to be better about recognizing and accepting grief in ourselves and others. We have spent far too many generations keeping our lips all stiff and upper, not letting anyone know we're hurting, making sure to say that we are fine anytime someone asks. How often do you say fine when you're asked how it's going, knowing that you're not fine at all? We have to stop that. Those We Bury Back is a scary haunted house book with zero gore, but it is frightening as hell. One of the things that makes it frightening as hell is the grief component. My children are 7 and 13 right now, and they are off to a better start in life than I ever was. Sometimes I find myself just staring absently at them and marveling at the remarkable people they already are, and the remarkable people they are becoming, and the remarkable people they have yet to be. I can feel all of those things while simultaneously grieving that I will never again put my son on my shoulders at the antique car show. You know? And that hurts. That loss hurts. And I grieve it. That pain is one of the things that Those We Bury Back is fundamentally about. Once you get past the creepy spiders, and the uncanny moving doll, and the scary old woman, and the impossible flooding, and all of the other horrors in this short novel, it is functionally a book about me realizing that my little boy will not always be 3 years old. And that here we are now, 10 years later, and he's rapidly on his way to being and becoming not just a man, but his own man to boot. That, my friends, is grief. And it is okay. It's okay to express, and one way I know how to do that is to tell stories about it. So, whatever else you take from this book, I hope that is one of the things that sticks with you. That grief is real, and it is not always connected to death, and that it is okay to feel it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you one spoiler of sorts, and it comes from a review on Amazon.com. It is, quote, "the scariest book about hope and love that I've ever read." And I hope you enjoy it.